All right, we are live. I don't know how smooth my camera is because I can only share either my screen or a video of me. But I thought that this video would be more appropriate to share my screen and have a little bit of my face during the live stream in the beginning, just so you know that it's coming from me. All right, and I'm using a microphone because I don't typically enjoy seeing other people's videos, and then like the microphone is all bad, and then so I'm using this microphone. Okay, so told you today that I would share my what I look for on Instagram accounts, and basically I'll be walking you through my profile diagnosis that I go through with accounts that I audit for clients. So, hey Tony, thanks for joining in. I recently did a audit for Tony and Kelly. So I'll be walking through what I do, and I'll also share like an example side by side the checklist. Okay, so I don't know if I'll be able to see everyone's comments as I do this. I'll just like squeeze up this window over here just so I see the comments. All right, you don't necessarily need to see my my face anymore, so I'm gonna hide this. Okay, so hey Tony, so when I pull up an account, I usually make a copy of my template over here. So I'd say Google Doc, and yeah, so then I pull up their username, I type their username here, and then I go to their account. Let's say it's okay. I should have maybe removed notifications. Okay, but anyway, so I pull up their account, and then this is where I usually put my general direction of their account, and and also give a few extra guides in terms of like the whole process of from Instagram to getting paying clients, and I also include a guide where I tell you like the framework of your Instagram account, so like what to do on a daily basis and stuff like that. Hey guys, thanks for joining in. I'm just going over my checklist. So then in the following pages, I explain that there's going to be two columns, and then I share a snapshot of your current statistics of the account. So typically I go in like a tool like, let's see, I go to Ninjalytics. Hey, Laura. And then I type in their username over here. Let's say mine. So this is going to allow me to quickly get a snapshot of their account. So I'll see that I get an idea of what their engagement rate is, the average likes, the average comments, their stats on followers following posts. And then from there, I can see like how their follower growth has been going, just to get an idea. It doesn't usually populate like this because I've been tracking it for a while now. So then I can see the graph. But then as I scroll through, you can see more the history about what's been going on in terms of activity. And then as you can see some weekly stats. I can see their recent post activity, how much engagement they've been getting. So then I can really analyze their frequency and stuff like that. All right, so that's the Ninjalytics tool that I use. So then I put a snapshot of that over here. Once I do that, I start going into their offers. So if a person has a free offer, I put it in here. Their current state, if they have one. If they don't have one, I recommend that they add in one sort of free offer, depending on their business situation or where they're at and whatever they included in their audit questionnaire. And then they also include if I see any paid offers on their Instagram, or I recommend them if they do, if they don't include one. And then I also check if their landing page is optimized for mobile. So then I usually click on their account. So like, let's use Jay Alderton for an example. And then I see if this is mobile optimized, because coming from Instagram, the traffic is most probably going to be from mobile. So I make sure that the link works, and also that it is okay to see comfortably through a mobile phone. So that's another check that I do. Hey guys, thanks for all joining. You can comment in to let me know where you're from and a bit about you with Instagram. Okay, anyway, let's continue. Next thing I look for is if the landing page is familiar to your Instagram. So like here, the colors are white and yellow, and like there's a little font there. So then if I go back to his page, then I should see some, oh, I can only scroll through this little screen here. Okay, so yeah, so like he usually puts like black and yellow stuff over here too. So I would say that it's good, because the colors he usually uses are yellow and black, like that one there. See, like there. That's good. That's because he has a theme. So if you don't do that, then I'll typically say no, and then I'll suggest a few things. And then the next thing I look at is if your URL link is tracked or switched to a business profile, because by default, when you switch to a business profile, the link is tracked and you can see how many clicks you got per week. And yeah, so Jay has a link tree and he can probably see the statistics of how many people clicked that URL. So that's another thing to do. And then optional, you can have multiple links in the bio, as we saw earlier. It's not always the case for everyone on Instagram. Like you can put one that typically goes to like your blog, another one that goes to your free consultation, and then it could be like a paid thing where you send them to your program. So having usually 3 things is a rule of thumb. So like we can see what Jay has been doing. Train with Jay, Knowledge Bomb newsletter, so that could be a free or paid thing, and then Warrior Weekend, that might be another paid thing. So usually there's like a free thing, and then your paid options there. That could be really good. So I usually just cover these offers just to make sure that you can monetize from your account. And I estimate like the changes that I recommended would take about a week, so I put that in there as well. All right, are you guys enjoying this so far? Just let me know in the comments, and then yeah, we can adjust. So number 2, I look at the profile. So if the profile is public or a business profile, so whenever an account is a personal profile, you'll usually see this area here. I don't know if you can see my mouse. There's usually some letters below, and it's something in gray, so that you know that this is a business account. So I always check if it's a business account or not, and then I look at if the account has suggested accounts. So like typically when you press this button, you should see suggested accounts. Some people turn this off for some reason. So make sure it's on. It's really good for exposure, and you'll get follow backs from other people that found you through the suggested tab, which is very underrated. Anyway, I look at the display picture next. If it's clean and simple, some people have it typically very blurry or dark. This is okay. This one from Jay. If it's really bad, then I would recommend that he make some changes, or I pick one from like his feed to replace this one. And then if I check if the username makes sense, sometimes they put like dots and numbers and all that. I think it's best to have it like simple text and to keep it simple. Yeah. And then for the headline has like a special ability of like headline SEO. So like if Jay put in like fitness or like a gym or anything like that, his account would pop up whenever you search those terms. So there's a way, to write the headline that makes your account pop up in whenever you search for different keywords. Anyway, so I recommend that on a case-by-case basis, and yeah, especially if you're local, a local business, and like let's say New York, you would write in like New York Pilates or something like that, and that would make your account pop up whenever someone searches New York Pilates. So anyway, that's the profile overview. So you can do your tweaks there. And then next I look at the bio. So we just looked at the main thing so far. And then I look in the bio, I see if you mention who you serve, you mention what you do, and you have a call to action to the next step. And then I look at your highlighted stories. Those are the main things that I look at. So as you know, Instagram lately did this thing where they cut the bio in half. So that's another key thing to keep in mind, to have like your most important 2 lines on top. So like you put Gin Intellectual and then no BS advice to change your life. And then float like a duck and paddle like fuck. And then check out my stuff. So I think Jay has been established for a while, so he doesn't need to like specifically write in these things, but we could look at someone else's account just to make sure and then go through it through their posts. So maybe yeah, remember to leave a comment if you think this is useful so far. Maybe we can find an account to look at. Or if anyone wants to write in their account name, you can put it in here, and then I could take a look at your account and like we can do a live audit together. Maybe we should pick. Okay, there's too much. See how Instagram makes you like sucked in and just like doesn't make you want to leave. All right, let's pick Danny Wilson. All right, so mention who you serve, female fat loss specialist. So we know like he works with females and we know what he does too. So that's great. And then PCOS weight loss. We might not, I don't think a lot of people know what PCOS means. Like I don't know what that means. So maybe that could be something you could elaborate on. And then he would be missing like a call to action to go to the next step. So that would be my recommendation for him. So like maybe click the link below to see to get my guide or to, oh, this is not working. See, this would be a good time to check. Or sometimes it doesn't work off the first try for some reason from Android. I've been getting that. Because this is, I'm using Chromebook, so you don't typically get these apps on like Windows or Mac. So I can use like Android apps on this thing. So anyway, sometimes it might bug like that. But anyway, so he has a few links over here, which is good. So I would say like book a call, fat loss guide. Okay, so on his call to action on his bio, I would put like get your free fat loss guide or book a consultation call with me to like figure out your weight loss goals for females, something like that. So as long as you have a call to action there, that's a really good thing that's what I look at anyway for the bio. So that's the bio covered. I expect like 3-5 days to do those switches. Moving on, I look at the presence. So I look at how often you post on Instagram stories. While doing audits like this, I can't really look back in the history of Instagram stories. So like I tend to like do these over a series of days. So like I can see like if Danny has been sharing Instagram stories. See over here, like I'm trying to click his profile, but it's not working. So I know that he hasn't been posting today. So I would put a comment about that, and I would recommend him to go on Instagram stories every day. And then I look at frequency of posts. So this is when Ninjalytics comes in. So like let's put in Danny Wilson's information here. Danny Wilson nutrition. I am typing with one hand, sorry. Let's wait for that to load. Okay, it's the first time we're doing that, so we won't see that much information, but we'll try what we got. So we're looking at his posting frequency. So like this gives us a snapshot of like how long it's been since he's been posting. So so I know that he's been like missing a bunch of days in between mid-February to mid-March. So I don't know what happened there. Maybe it was on holiday. And then over here it's like maybe about 2 posts a week, something like that. So I would recommend him to go like 3 to 5 posts a week. And then once he gets comfortable with that, to go to 1 post a day, because doing that first jump, it might be too intense. And then I see if he's asking for engagement. So I would look at some of his posts and see if he is asking people questions. Are you smashing the gym but not losing weight? Maybe that's asking for engagement. And I would also see like if you can have a call to action in the beginning, you can have a call to action at the end, just to get people engaged and get yourself closer to your audience and connect with them deeper. So then I would see if he's replying to comments. So I would check his comments. So he has a few comments he probably liked them. Yep, but he didn't reply. So I would recommend him to reply to these comments. Even though some might look like spam, I would still give like a quick reply, something like that, just to encourage engagement back. And you could also do, Danny, is to go through these likes and go give back some love to people who connect with you and who engage with you, just to like grow your engagement back to you. So that's what I would recommend over here. And then and yeah, just I would scroll through like maybe 10 of these posts and see if he's asking for engagement, if he's replying to the comments. Yeah, that's basically it. Okay, so that's for presence. Next up is content. So this is like the big chunk of the audit. So so I look at the overall colors, the fonts, the filters. So I don't know why I can't look deeper in this little app, but I look at like maybe it's unclear for you guys. Let me just go to Instagram and then just copy paste his username. Might be clear. Hang on. Paste. It's usually better in like a window like this. Okay, while this loads, I'm going to open this one and move this to the side. Okay, so hope that's better. Let me know in the comments. Hey guys, thanks for joining. Oh, we got 2 viewers right now. Amazing. Okay, so I look at the overall colors, the fonts, the filters, if they're using too much filters, and then I would leave a comment saying like, oh, maybe you need to be more consistent with this type of font or this type of color, and then I would comment that in over here. So for Danny, like he included like these snapshots, which is cool. Sometimes the text cuts over here, so let's keep that in mind. These videos do tend to do pretty well, so I would recommend them to keep going with these videos. And this is good to include like the logo here, but these might look like stock photos, so I don't know if that is the reason why he's not getting that much engagement compared to like these posts. So yeah, so that's good. Anyway, so then I look at like the mixed content to see if he's posting like photos, videos, quotes, albums, boomerangs, all the different features from Instagram, and to not like rely too heavily on pictures or too heavily on video or too heavily on quotes, so that people get like a variety of things. I wouldn't necessarily put like the logo here. I would most often for him as a coach, I would recommend him to do more videos like this and showing testimonials like this and some of the work that he does like this and a bit about the nutrition. And I would have like the nutrition stuff maybe a bit like this that he included with like the statistics right in the picture. I think that would be a good thing for him. But anyway, that's on a case-by-case basis. I don't know what his goals are specifically through Instagram, so then that would have to be tailored for him. Anyway, the next thing I look at is the captions with context. So as we saw in some of his posts, he does include some depth to them. Well, not this one. Or like this. So like having like talking about like what is going on in the picture, what is valuable, what to look out for, and stuff like that is a great thing to do on Instagram. So like you go in depth in your posts, and then he also includes a call to action here, which is the next thing in the list that I look for, which is great. So it's good to like go in depth, add in like 3 to 5 paragraphs, 3 to 5 sentences, elaborate a bit more on the story about what's going on. That's really good to do. And then see this one. So then he had like a really long caption, and then the next one is like medium size, so that you are not like overwhelming your audience every post with like a long caption. So like it's good to vary the length of your caption sometimes. And then he goes straight to DM to book your appointment. Cool. And then I would add in like a bit more selling the appointment. Like why should someone book your appointment? Are you actually getting leaner or just losing weight? Full body composition analysis testing available. DM to book your appointment. I would say like where it is, or like what's included, how long it will take, and what are the benefits of getting that. So maybe add in that, and I think that would maybe try and help to sell that appointment. And then I look at if he's been geolocating his posts. If he's a local business, that's what I would look for right away. And I'm not sure if Danny is a fully online coach. Yeah, he's an online coach. So it's fine to not include it, but always a good idea to include it to get that extra exposure, especially locally, from to stand out, to become like a local celebrity. Yeah, I would definitely start including geolocations on his posts. Hey, Danny, sorry, I'm like auditing your account without your consent, but I think you'll find it valuable anyway. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions or things that I could look at on your account that you think. All right, next up would be the exposure. So I look at the exposure. So I would first look to see if he's actually using any hashtags. So that's a yes. And then look at hashtag aesthetics. Are you using them in the caption or inside of the comment? Typically, when you put them in the comments, it might be a bit riskier because some automation tools, they they don't do that, or it's like tricky, or they forget, or it messes up, and then your post is left with the caption but without the hashtag. So I would recommend to having it in the caption, but that's more of a preference thing. I would always recommend it in the caption, so it's safe and secure. That it always goes out with your post and caption. But it's fine to do it in comments anyway. But I would highly recommend to put it in the caption. Anyway, the next I count the hashtags usually. So like I click on all of these to look at how many times I clicked to see how many hashtags used. Like in this one, oh, there it is. Like way below in the comments. This one used, yep. This one used a bit less, but that's fine. You don't need to always use 30, but I would go around there for sure to maximize your reach and impressions. I'll definitely do that. So I would count and put in like the average hashtags he uses, and I would recommend him to like go like to aim for 25 to 30 hashtags. And then the final thing that I look at for exposure, it would be to like click on each of these like this and just see what the hashtags look like. And mind you, I'm using one hand to hold the microphone and the other one to click. Okay, so this one is it's a branded hashtag because this is probably for him. Let's say this is more of a branding thing to do because it has like maybe 6 posts in total. This one has close to 3,000, and it looks like a lot of text to rank in these. Okay, if you hover your mouse over each of these posts, you'll see like the engagement that it gets. So for Danny to rank in this hashtag is going to be very, very difficult. Like you need like minimum of, let's see, 1,141 likes to get in the top post here. So this is going to be extremely competitive hashtag to use. So I wouldn't necessarily use this hashtag very often. It might be one that you might work up to. I don't even know if people like engage with this that much. Let's see. Like March 21st. I'm looking at the date here. This was October, and then this was February. Okay, so it's like decent, and it's mostly coming from this guy. So it might be tricky to like compete with this guy's engagement. So this would be like tier 2 hashtag to use. This one. Oops, going back here. All right, so next up is this one. This one is way too small, but might be your branding that you're using. This one is very small as well. Nutritionist is better in terms of like the size of hashtag. It's like 2 million. It's like huge, and it's like super fast engagement that you might get, super fast traffic. But like it might be competitive for him. So the minimum likes for this is like 167, which is pretty decent for the size of a hashtag. So what's the current engagement that he's getting right now for Danny? He's getting 30 likes. Okay. So if we go to this hashtag, yes, he's averaging 30 likes. Do you think he's going to rank in the top 9? It's going to be very difficult. These people have like 167, 171 likes to at least get in the top. So this would be in like tier 2 hashtag that I would use. And then this is another hashtag he used. Let's look at the minimum likes. Yeah, this is also going to be probably tier 2. But this is getting more specific. So performance nutrition, 60,000 posts. So like I would look into more hashtags through here. So you could go on the other people's posts and look at other hashtags that these people used. Maybe this one's in Spanish or something because I can't read it. So it might not be relative to you. We were asked to, let me just stretch that to use this. Oh yeah, oh okay. Yeah, I see, that makes sense then. That's fine. Like as long as you don't have like 30 of those to use per post, that's gonna be bad. Like maybe less than 5, that's okay to use for branding. And then next up, performance nutritionist. See, this is a bit more relative to what you do, and I see why some people use this. But I think you can use like bigger hashtag, more popular hashtags, because this is like not very active. It's way too small, like 19 weeks ago, 27 weeks ago. Yeah, so this is maybe too old. And like team science. Well, these types of hashtags are like very infographic heavy, so you might need to like stand out by having either a video view or being very good at like making these infographics. So so I would recommend for Danny to like go for a bit medium sized to larger hashtags, because the ones that he's currently using are like very, very big or like too old. So I would recommend those updates to his hashtags. Anyway, there's way more stuff to hashtags that I think um, I'm going to do in a hashtag masterclass later on, but that's for later. But this is just like the quick audit profile diagnostic that I do. So that concludes what I do for the hashtag the profile diagnosis, and then I go up here, and then I write in like the general direction that I think his account should take according to what he told me in like the my profile diagnostic questionnaire. So like he answered like a questionnaire, and then he tells me what he wants out of his Instagram, and then I would tailor my advice over here after doing his whole audit, and then he can and then we schedule a call to go over all of this. So so there you have it. If if he's a local business, then I would add in like a few local guides for him to know what to do exactly if he's targeting people locally, and then that will be it. So like he has a few extra guides here. So like the IG process from Instagram to paying clients, for the quick start guide framework to your Instagram account. So I tell you like step by step what to do, and that should give you like a daily snapshot of what to do. Hey, I need some help on my IG account. Show me some love. Corey Brown. Okay, so so there you have it. So that's the stuff that I look for on Instagram accounts. Yeah, if you want this guide, maybe message me and I can send you a copy of this if you want. Or if you want me to do this for you, you can go to my website and get a profile diagnosis done for you. So like I'll go through your account and do the same thing here, and I'll go in depth, and then a copy of what looks like if it's completed is going to be something like this. So like you might ask me some questions throughout, and I'll answer them over here, and then it's like you tell me a few things, and then I'll add in my tips or what I think, the overall strategy I see working for your account, and then I have this snapshot there, and then I go into depth into like each of these things, and you get this like filled out in the PDF. And maybe some things we go over it on a call afterwards. So like if I'm not sure, then I'll highlight it and I'll tell you like, oh, we should go over this on a call and stuff like that. So yeah, this is what it looks like if it's all filled out with text and recommendations and stuff. So there you go. So if you want that, let me know, message me. Amy, my pleasure, Danny. Thank you, Brennan. And maybe we can look at Corey Brown real quick before we end this. Cool. This is Corey Brown. There's a process using. Okay. From reading that, I still have no idea what you do. So I think your bio needs way a lot of work, and your posts are a lot like motivation quotes or like inspiration or like success. Yeah, it's very broad so far, Corey. Yeah, it's difficult to say what you do. Yeah, without knowing exactly what it is you do or like who you serve, it's gonna be difficult to like know if your account is good enough to follow or not. So that's my first impression. Anyway, if you want me to do the audit, I can put a link in this, and then you can get one. Yeah, I shared this on my timeline because I know my friends could use it. Thanks, Brennan. Okay, cool. All right, guys. So let me know if you enjoyed this, if this was valuable. I really appreciate it. And I might just repost this video on my page so that people can see this before they buy it or whatever it is that they want to get out of it. Because I think just even having this checklist is pretty valuable, because I've been doing this for the last like 4 years or so. So these are the main areas that I look for whenever I look to work with someone, and it tells me a lot of stuff about where they're at and the things that they're focusing on. Like if someone is actively replying to people every single time that they get a comment, that's a really good sign. So there's all kinds of other signs within these little things that we went over. And yeah, anyway, thanks for joining the live stream. I appreciate all of you. I will give thanks to all of you. And yeah, if you want a copy of this, let me know, and I'll put a link to for others that are interested in the service. Awesome. All right, so have a great day. As promised, I delivered, and hope that you got something out of it. I will speak to you guys very soon. All right, see ya.